Yes, fight fans, body and mind sports, welcome. You are fully appreciated if you are here for another session of boxing talk, my people. And in this round, I said this round, my people, come with me 1 second. Let's go back and revisit that fateful night, September the 21st, the night where Anthony Joshua lost very miserably and failed to become 3 times heavyweight champion of the world, something that he had actually wished to do on that very night, my guys, my people, which of course meant that the IBF world heavyweight champion of the world, Daniel Dubois, was able to retain his title against Anthony Joshua. Not only was he able to do that, but he also earned the opportunity and the promise to, of course, face the winner of Tyson Fury and Alexander Usyk, should the winner emerge from their rematch scheduled for December the 21st, my people. Of course, we know Alexander Usyk is the only other titleist in the heavyweight division in possession of the WBC, the WBO, and the WBA titles, my guys, my people. I hope you are following me. However, Usyk has already beat Tyson Fury once already earlier this year to become undisputed champion in the heavyweight division, that is with 4 belts, my guys. However, some of you might be asking, so why is Usyk going into the December fight, December the 21st, with only 3 belts, my people, my guys? And the reason why is because Usyk was stripped of the IBF title by the IBF sanctioning body due to Usyk's failure to honor his mandatory so being, like I said, he was stripped of that title, then given the opportunity for Daniel Dubois and Filip Hrgović to argue it out as to who would be the interim IBF world heavyweight champion, and an argument in which Daniel Dubois won, and of course later the IBF deciding to elevate Daniel Dubois to full IBF world titleage, my guys. I hope you understand so far, because that brought us to this point where we are now, where Daniel Dubois was able to make his first title defense versus Anthony Joshua, and like I said, bring us to this point here where we are now, you know, in the position wondering what should be Anthony Joshua's next career move, because in that fight versus Daniel Dubois, Anthony Joshua not only lost miserably, but he was not even a shadow of himself. Got knocked down 4 times. 4 times before being KO'd in the 5th round. I know people are reporting that he was knocked down 3 times before being KO'd in the 5th round, but me, I saw 4 times, my guys. 4 times, my guys. So I'm only gonna report what I saw, my people. And so yeah, there it goes. And like I said, people are speculating, people are wondering what should be Anthony Joshua's career move from now onwards. And the boxing community and fans alike are very fragmented on this, very divided, you know. And some people actually calling They are calling for retirement for Anthony Joshua. They are saying that it is in fact over for Anthony Joshua, that his card has been pulled by Daniel Dubois. And this is the safest time for him to get out while he still has his wealth and his faculties totally intact. And they acknowledge that Anthony Joshua has done a great deal for the sport, but however, it's time to call it a day, my people. There is also another section of people who actually believe that Anthony Joshua still has a hell of a lot more to offer to boxing at the very top of the heavyweight division, my people. And you know, that section of people includes myself. And not only do we believe that he could do well, but we believe that his loss to Daniel Dubois was actually due to Anthony Joshua and the very basic fundamental mistakes in which he made in that fight. And you know, not taking anything away though from Daniel Dubois, but I simply just don't feel that Dubois skill wise still really convinces me as well as Anthony Joshua does, despite his very lackluster you know, performance on that very fateful day, September the 21st. I believe he has a chance to correct the mistakes he made and come back big, even with a win versus Daniel Dubois. But there is another third section though that actually believe that it is in fact over for Daniel Dubois. However, it is in fact over for Anthony Joshua, but however could still go on and compete. And this section of people believe that you don't just have an off night by getting your brains pummeled in the way Anthony Joshua did on that day, people, versus Daniel Dubois, my guys, you know. And they in fact believe that at this point Anthony Joshua having 4 losses already has gone through too many wars, and just like Deontay Wilder, his career at this point is done. And that maybe this is the point where they can actually get together and face one another, a fight that fans and promoters have actually been looking for to make for a very long time now, before Wilder's decline. And now apparently it seems to be Anthony Joshua's decline also. But on the other side though, where Dubois stands as the victor and a lot of opportunities now available to him, a lot of options in terms of fighters now available to him, we are now speculating who will Daniel Dubois actually be facing next, because one of his options is of course again Anthony Joshua, a chance to have a rematch with Anthony Joshua, because as we know, Anthony Joshua in his first fight with Daniel Dubois actually has a rematch clause, a clause in which Anthony Joshua has actually decided to activate and go ahead and have very brave call and have an immediate rematch with Daniel Dubois. But then also stands the option of Dubois waiting out his time and actually facing the winner of Tyson Fury and Alexander Usyk, should the winner emerge on December the 21st. Not only that, but Daniel Dubois could actually just make a choice regardless of who the winner is, and just pick either Tyson Fury or Alexander Usyk to face next. But all this is just speculations coming from us, even though we know that that those are the options available to him, my people. One person though that would have better insight than us, one person, of course, is Frank Warren. And Frank Warren, the promoter of Tyson Fury and Daniel Dubois under Queensberry Promotions, my people. And according to Frank Warren, he says that it would be wise for us to wait at the time to see who the actual winner would be between Tyson Fury and Alexander Usyk on December the 21st. However, he is fully confident that Tyson Fury, his fighter, will emerge the winner in that fight. However though, he's very reluctant in making a fight with Daniel Dubois and Tyson Fury first before Anthony Joshua or Usyk. And the reason being is that, you know, he's worked with both fighters in many great numerous occasions, made fights for both fighters, and for that reason has formed a very close knit relationship with both Tyson Fury and Daniel Dubois. And being so would be a very awkward position indeed for himself, and to watch any of his fighters lose to the other, my guys. And I totally understand. However though, Frank Warren does say that, look here, my guys, if business calls for it, and if both fighters call for it and they want to smash each other's brains in, then, well, he didn't actually use those words, I'm paraphrasing, you know, he says if both fighters are calling for it and they do actually want the fight, then so be it, let's get the fight done. So he's not going to be any obstacle in the way of that fight between Fury and Dubois at all, my people. And looking at that fight, it may seem a win-win situation for Frank Warren, for Queensberry Promotion, Daniel Dubois and Tyson Fury, because everybody is under the Queensberry banner, which means that all fight purses coming in stay in the Queensberry banner, under the Queensberry banner, to the fighters, Frank Warren, Queensberry Promotion itself. And so it seems a win-win situation all round, my guys. But then again, there also seems a very acute angle, my guys, or should I say a very you know, there's an angle that if you don't look at the situation properly, you might possibly miss. And the angle is this, that the Anthony Joshua versus Tyson Fury fight, that fight there is still, right now, despite Anthony Joshua losing to Daniel Dubois, is still a very big fight, my people, and still is in very high demand, and still very lucrative, my people. However, if Tyson Fury and Daniel Dubois were to risk fighting each other first before facing Anthony Joshua, this is what will happen to that fight, Fury versus Anthony Joshua. The value of that fight would plummet. The demand for that fight would plummet. And that will result in the value of that fight plummeting. Why? Because Daniel Dubois just so easily not only beat up, but KO'd Anthony Joshua. Meaning that if Tyson Fury were to beat Daniel Dubois, would also mean that he would also easily beat Anthony Joshua. Do you understand, people? I hope I am clear. I hope, because I want you to understand the situation that we have at present, so that means, yeah, like I said, if Tyson Fury, then in the logic of people's minds, if they are thinking that Tyson Fury therefore can easily beat Anthony Joshua, if Tyson Fury does of course beat Daniel Dubois, then the demand for Joshua versus Tyson Fury will just drastically plummet, meaning that the financial the suspected financial success of that fight, and the financial value of that fight would also plummet drastically, my people. And that is my point. However, if Daniel Dubois were to go ahead with the fight and beat Tyson Fury, yeah, then all things might remain the same. And that's how I see it. But if there's another angle that I'm missing, somebody with better, business knowledge can maybe, point it out to me in the comment section below, my guys. And yeah, that's how I see it at the moment. But however though, Tyson, Frank Warren does have other options. Daniel Dubois also has other options, being Anthony Joshua rematch, or Alexander Usyk, of course. That also a rematch that Daniel Dubois is actually looking forward to have, because he wants to avenge his loss to Alexander Usyk. And before I go into that, I do have one person opinion, and that person of course is David Price, my people. And according to David Price, who is a former British heavyweight, he has an opinion on Daniel Dubois. So here it goes. I'm gonna paraphrase like always. And according to David Price, he says that Daniel Dubois is going to give any fighter in the any top heavyweight, all the top heavyweights, Tyson Fury, Usyk, you name it, Daniel Dubois right now will give them hell. And why? He says simply that Daniel Dubois right now is like a possessed madman. And I truly do believe that. And he said that Daniel Dubois was actually doing very well versus Usyk in their fight, and brought up that low blow. He said that that low blow, it was in fact not a low blow, and he bets that Usyk will not be looking forward to be jumping in the ring again with Daniel Dubois. With Fury though, and with Usyk also, it does say that they will not be standing there to be getting hit as often, like Anthony Joshua was getting hit like a ping pong. game. You know, that will not be happening in that situation with Usyk or Fury. And that being the case, that Usyk and Fury are good movers, Daniel Dubois would be involved in a chess game in which he's going to have to nick rounds from here or there in order to stake a claim to being the winner if they are to face one another. At the end of it all, though, I do have something else, a message from Tyson Fury to, of course, his fans. And Tyson Fury says, on December the 21st, I will be back on top. Of course, that meaning that he's going to be victorious and become heavyweight champion once more. But I just want to add one more thing. Not only if he wins will he become heavyweight champion once more, he will be a unified 3 belts, yeah, a unified heavyweight champion. You will be holding the WBC, WBA, and WBO titles, my people. And yeah, so that being said, let's turn our minds back to Frank Warren and what he has to say, what insight he might have on the prospect of Daniel Dubois actually facing Usyk next in the ring. And to that, Frank Warren says that if that fight is next, yeah, and both fighters actually want it, if Daniel Dubois in fact wants it, he will jump on that. He will jump on that fight, my guys, and he will make it in a heartbeat. And again, he actually thinks that Daniel Dubois actually won that first fight with Usyk. Like I said, he seems to be in the same opinion bracket as David Price, as he brought out that low blow to being the deciding factor. He believes was not a low blow at all. And again, finished off by saying, just like David Price did, that Usyk would not be looking forward at all to jumping in the ring again with Daniel Dubois. And Frank Warren says that with full confidence. One person though that wasn't so charming with with his words towards Usyk was of course Don Charles, who is trainer of Daniel Dubois. And according to Don Charles, he is adamantly calling for a rematch, yeah, between Daniel Dubois and Alexander Usyk, and goes as far as to call Usyk fake, my people. He says that, Usyk might be a great boxer, but he is a liar and a cheat. He says that Usyk calls himself a man of God, but if that is the truth, then he shouldn't be so inclined to lying and cheating. And he believes that Usyk could in fact get an Oscar. He could get an Oscar for the way he lied and cheated in his fight with Daniel Dubois, my people, and challenges Usyk, come back and jump in the ring again with Daniel Dubois. Let's get that rematch, my guys. And that is the opinion, very, 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 very strong opinion of Don Charles, trainer of Daniel Dubois, my people. So let's go back straight away to Frank Warren and see what he has to say about the prospect of a rematch with Daniel Dubois and Anthony Joshua. And about this, not only did he say that he would make the fight in a heartbeat between Joshua and Daniel Dubois, that rematch, but he says he would rip doors off the hinges to make that fight. My man will rip doors off hinges to actually make that fight, my people. And man, you say that if both, he didn't even give a reason, yeah, but he said if both fighters want the fight, they've got it like that. That goes to show me the confidence that the belief that Frank Warren has in his fighter Dubois. And he also shows me that at this particular time Frank Warren thinks that Daniel Dubois got Anthony Joshua's number. He's got his number, people. That's what he believes. As to how true that is, we don't know. It would actually depend on that will depend on, well, how much improvement Anthony Joshua can actually make in the rematch with Daniel Dubois. So let's go back to Daniel Dubois, who of course Frank Warren says will be returning in February of 2025, but who he's going to be returning against, who's going to be on the other side of the ring, we don't know as of yet, but they are going into discussion within the next week, 2 weeks or so, to find out who that next opponent for Dubois will actually be. But for now though, for Dubois is rest time and holiday for our new IBF World Heavyweight Champion, my guys. As for Anthony Joshua, he is under suspension and not in any trouble at all, just a mandatory suspension, a precaution, a standard precaution to stop any fighter who has been KO'd or TKO'd from entering the ring. So a safety barrier there for any fighter who has been through any sort of trauma. Anthony Joshua though, it is speculated that he might be the actual fighter that is going to be on the other side of the ring versus Daniel Dubois in his return in February 2025, my people, because we know Anthony Joshua is in effect going to activate his is in effect going to activate his rematch clause, my guy. So there's a rematch clause on the contract in that first fight, or should I say in his fight with Daniel Dubois, and is in effect going to activate that rematch clause, my guys. And with that said, that's all I have for you this time on this boxing talk. You can catch me right here next time on Body and Mind Sports. But until then, do share, do like, do subscribe, and of course drop your comments below so that I know what you are thinking on this matter, my people. But as always, until next time, stay super blessed.